Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm hitting you with this Cranberry Gold date night, girls night makeup look, and I think it's awesome. If you guys want to see how I recreated this look using ColourPop products, keep on watching. So first off, we're gonna start with our Boscia primer. I'm just gonna take 2 pumps of this and spread it all over my face. Just gonna take a little bit of this Shape Tape and apply it over our lids so that we can have a base to work with. And I'm just choosing a lighter shade right now because I really want to cover up the darkness all over my lids. And then I'm just gonna blend this in with my beauty blender. Also gonna take whatever's left on the beauty blender and go underneath my eyeballs just to lightly cover up the dark circles before we apply our foundation. Okay, now we're gonna set that. I'm gonna set it with my Morphe 35O palette. I'm just gonna be using this top white shade just to set my lid. And I'm gonna buff that all over my entire lid here. So now that that is set, we're gonna move, I'm gonna zoom you in so we can get a little bit more defined on what I'm doing with the eyes. So for today's look, I really wanted to keep it very cranberry and very smoked out and keeping with those natural brown shades, and then adding a gold inner to the lids. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm first gonna pick up one of this light brown shade here and on this little small Ecos Tools brush and start to buff that into our crease before I go in with my ColourPop shades. So I'm just gonna lightly buff that in, and it's a really beautiful transition shade here. Just really starts to warm up the eye and get everything going. So moving on, I'm gonna pick up this warm tone brown. It has a little bit of red into it, but that is okay because I'm working with cranberry today, so it's perfect. And I, again, am just gonna buff that in a little bit lower than that first transition shade that I used. And I'm using a very light hand here. And I'm just gonna slowly brush it in here to the center of my lid. And that's fine if we get colors on the center of our lid because we're gonna be packing on a really beautiful goldy silver sparkly shimmer shade to the center of our lid. And I'm gonna use that first brush again to buff out these edges on the top here. A little bit on this side, like that. So on this double-ended brush here, I'm just gonna use this pointy, very defined shader brush, and I'm gonna pick up this cranberry tone from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Paradox. This is one of their super shock shadows, and this has a beautiful payoff. As you can see, there's, it's just fabulous. It's a beautiful tone, and it's very creamy and very buttery when you pick it up. So I'm just gonna use this on this brush here, just so I can have a little bit more defined precision with where I place this shadow because it is so pigmented. So I'm gonna open up my lid here and kind of look down into my mirror. And on this other side here, I'm just gonna buff it out as I go along here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that shade And I'm just deepening everything up here now. So I'm just following the natural shape of my eye. Then I'm bringing it into this corner here. And then I'm buffing it out with that other side so that it's not too harsh. And then I'm just taking what's left, really buffing that in. So you kind of have a really nice out to this outer end here. So I'm gonna bring whatever's left on it down here. I'm gonna dip into that shadow one more time just to make sure the color is really paying off. So adding a little bit more on this edge here. And that's the shape. I really like how it just kind of like smokes out, but it still has that pop of color and brings everything up. So that is the cranberry part of the eyes. It really just brings it up. You can use tape with this so you have a super crisp lines, and that's definitely what I will do in the next time. I do like how it's kind of like rounded out here, but I do like the very sharp lines that tape does create. So moving on to the center part of my lid here, I'm going to be using this other ColourPop shade, and this is Amaze, and this is another super shocker shadow. So I'm going to apply this actually using my finger, and then I'll see if I need a brush to go in and define it a little bit more. I've heard that sometimes it's really pigmented with your fingers, so I just want to try that out today. So this is definitely giving some really nice color here. And that's just like one little swoopy in the pot. So I'm just dragging what's a little bit left to that inner corner here. If you wanted a little bit more zhuzh and a little bit more pow when you put it on, I'm sure if you mixed it with a little bit of Inglot Duraline, or you mixed it with some setting spray, some MAC Studio Fix, I definitely think it would come off even more bolder than just with your finger. So now I don't want to add any eyeliner to take away from the beautiful Cranberry and Gold here, so I just want to make it very lashy. So I'm going to add some Mercier Big Mascara, and this is definitely becoming one of my favorite mascaras recently. It just gives you some beautiful lashes without even curling them, or even if you're not wearing falsies. This is just like, it makes your lashes amazing. So I'm just gonna generously apply a bunch of coats of this, wait for it to dry, and then apply my false lashes. So while this dries, I'm actually gonna start putting on my foundation. So for today, the foundation I'm gonna be using is the Marc Jacobs Bisque Neutral number 27. And then I'm just gonna work that in with my beauty blender. So now that our foundation is done, we're gonna go in with our concealer. Today I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. concealer. And this is in the shade Light, but it really pops up as a medium shade on me. So I'm just gonna do some little downy things. And then again, we're gonna blend that in with our beauty blender here. Just being very careful around the eye area here so we don't bump any of the shadow placements that we did when we were applying our eyeshadow. And now we're gonna set that with our Laura Mercier powder. And today we're just doing a really light set so that there isn't creasing under our eyes. We're not really doing any baking or anything like that. Then I'm just running the point of the beauty blender right next to that eyeshadow. So now I'm also going to be setting the rest of my face a little bit, so mostly the parts that I get really oily, so like my smile lines, my T-zone area, and like underneath my nostrils. So now moving on, we're going to do our bronzer and really bronze and get our face really going in the right direction. So first I'm going to take my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Just going to swirl this brush in and then just lightly start tapping along my cheekbone area here. And then I'm slowly going to drag the brush up to start shading in that. And I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I'm just gonna be taking this dark shade here and apply that underneath where I put the milk chocolate Soleil so that it gives it some extra definition. And then I'm gonna lightly contour my nose with that milk chocolate Too Faced Soleil. So now I'm gonna finish off my lashes with these velour lashes. And this is in the style, The Edge. Alrighty, and now that my lashes are on, I'm just gonna do my brows off camera and I'll be right back in a second. Alright, now that my brows are on and I'm not a bald eagle anymore, we're gonna move on to highlights. So I got two beautiful shades from ColourPop. I got Lunch Money and then I also got Smoke and Whistle. So even though this is a going out and night look, and they're both very different shades. So this is Lunch Money. It's a very champagne-y color. And then we have Smoke and Whistle. And while they both kind of look the same, you can see that this has a little bit more reflex going on than this one. So I think I'm gonna use this one for today just because I really want to make this look to the gods. Oh yeah, that just, okay, we're just gonna run it up a little bit next to our brow here so we get this beautiful crescent shape, and some on this side. Then we're gonna take a little bit on our cupid's bow here and then down the center of our nose. And last but not least, today I'm also gonna be using another ColourPop thing because it was a full-on haul that I did. So I'm gonna be using Beeper and the lip liner. This is another, it's called Beeper too. So I'm gonna line my lips here, just following my natural shape. And then now I'm gonna apply the liquid lip. I just made sure these were even because my lips are very uneven. It's just so creamy. Yes! Love it. And that, guys, is my finished makeup look. I really hope you guys did enjoy this new different cranberry smoky eye with some gold and lashes. And I would definitely wear this out on an evening, either going out with girlfriends or going on a date. Not like I have any, but who knows. And I love it. I think it's really bold and smoky, but the cranberry colors aren't really used too much recently, so I just really wanted to zhuzh it up in summer. I know cranberry is usually a fall color, but I think this really works. And definitely if you put on a fun little outfit, whether it's something strappy and black or just casual, this is the perfect look for the evening. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it and leave me a comment. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.